Hey folks, in today's video we're going to show you how to go from this flat and uninteresting portrait to this one with lots of life by building it up light by light with Joe. Let's do it.
Oh my, I'm sorry, please call me Beyonce.
You good to go?
I'm ready. I was born
She's
ready.
ready.
Hold on, something's wrong here.
What's wrong?
I'm gray, this is gray. You told
The
me to wear
weather's
gray.
gray too. No, I am going to color the background.
But I'm like a part of the background.
Do it. Okay, that's our shot.
Literally.
Just you blend
You
it
told
in.
me to wear gray.
Yes, so we're going to make the background a nice color that will match your eyeshadow, but we're going to build up to that.
I guess.
Just bear with me, Padawan.
It's like Christmas, you know? It's like, I got you what you always wanted, and this is not what I always wanted.
Peace and quiet is what I always wanted. So, folks, before we jump into this, if you haven't seen it yet, I am doing a big end of year giveaway. We're giving away a bunch of stuff, including a brand new camera. You can win a new D850 or a Z7 or a Canon or a this or a that. And second prize is this lighting setup from Venture. It's a B&H house brand, impact softbox, the Venture light. It's all wireless and it's got a really fast recycle time. So we're going to try this out today. And as I said, I'm going to make the gray background a nice pinky, orangey, reddy color with a nice transition through the background. So to work our way through this, I'm actually going to, I think, end up with a 6 light setup. We'll see how we go, but we're going to start off with just the one. So I'm actually going to shoot with a few different cameras today. I got the kit with the Nikon trigger. So I'm starting with the D850, but once we have it going, I will grab some with the Z7 as well. And also the Hasselblad X1D, because that also uses Nikon lighting system. So now I'm putting this up really high, and actually, can I get you to move the chair in front of the background?
Okay.
Because we're going to be gelling the backgrounds later, I want to make sure this light is on pretty low power, just lighting her and falling away from the background. So I have her a good 6 foot or more from the background, so we can create a zone of light for the background, a lighting setup for the back of her, and a lighting setup for the front of her, and not have them overlapping each other. So let's first take a look here. The key for all of this is going to be to start off at basically a black frame, because we want to build it up from there. With that kind of a pose, it's perfect that it's totally blacked out. So I'm at ISO 64 at f2.8 at 1/160th of a second, and we're just getting nothing. So popping in my trigger, even though this does full TTL and you can take it out and overpower the sun, we might do that in a future video once you're back from Miami and there's no sun here. What is this? This is Miami?
Man. Hold on, I was trying to bring the sun for you guys, you know?
Drunk. So I'm actually using it in manual mode, so it's at 1/64th power. So let's start off with that. Now before anything, although it's already looking lovely, can you turn your knees to face basically towards Shravia? Perfect.
All right.
There we go, that's what I was looking for. Excellent. So we've got one light on her, casting a downward light. We're getting shadows underneath because we don't have any fill, and kind of nothing in the background. So let's start by throwing in some gelled lights in the background. Okay, not knocking anything over. Essentially, I want to have a mix of colors. So I've put a reddy, purpley, pinky, well, reddy, pinky kind of tone here. And we're gonna have that shooting down. And then on this side, oranges firing up. So they should blend and give us a nice tone across there, no longer being a gray backdrop. So these are my gravity backdrops. They're hand painted. You can get so many different colors out of them, even the ones that are like green and brown. If you put different lights on them, it's got loads of different layers of paint on there.
Oh, you both have layers. Oh. Cake! Everybody loves cakes. Cakes have layers. I don't care.
So Johanna is wearing like an orange eyeshadow, as you do on a Tuesday. So I thought that will be a nice little counterpoint, and then the gray will nicely pop off the background. So, jumping back.
So then how are those flashes getting triggered?
Good question. So this guy, I have the only one triggered. Then all the other flashes I'm going to use in this, I'm just using the optical slave. In a small room like this, the light will bounce around and get to them anyway. So I've just pointed this away because I don't want that on her right now. I just want to see how my background lights are doing and how that color is, still keeping my frame the same. Fabulous. So this is the important thing. Now that we have her in her spot, I'm building the light in the background specifically for where she is. So this takes a little bit of finagling, but it's nothing too tricky. And note, if you want to get more color out of your gels, you don't want more light coming through, you actually want less light, but then you can add additional color gels if you need to. So that's okay. So I'm actually turning the flashes so that I'm getting the horizontal. I'm taking portrait oriented shots, so if I have them firing a big wide thing, we're missing it on the sides, and the top and bottom weren't getting the color. This way we can hopefully have the whole background behind her be nice and colorful.
So you can basically manipulate it to be any color you want, or is there like a restriction of colors?
Yes, I mean, if there is a restriction, because in the end we're gonna have 6 different lights, so I need to balance them all. When you get like a tablet of dye and mix it with water, that's kind of what the gel is. The gel's the tablet. So the more water you put in, that's the more light. So if you turn up the power, you actually dilute the color. So if this is too bright, or my settings are such that I need to turn up the background lights so that the exposure is good, the color's gonna fall away. So if you want a really nice rich color, starting off with the dark room is good, and then we can just have them on a low power. Yeah. It is, isn't it? So let's just see. Put your hands down, because I want to just, even though we're not seeing you, I want to make sure I am keeping the frame. Okay, next the tricky part is you want to make sure that this light doesn't dilute the backlight. So if this spills too much into the background, then it's going to wash those out. So let's see. So this was just our front main light. This was with the front main light off and our background light firing. And then this is with the front light back in. So we're keeping that color in the background, and you can see it's kind of getting to match the color of her eyeshadow. Okay, looking nice, but I want to give her a small edge light across her side. So for that, I'm going to bring in lights from either side. Now I don't want a big crisp halo. I just want a slight separation that shows off her curve and that metallic dress. This is my life motto, that this isn't a freaking fashion show, let's just get the job done. I have one with a little softbox here, and then one with a janky light bender that I've gaff taped a piece of tissue to the back of. Now these are also on remote trigger. Now I just want to see how they're hitting the back of her without destroying my background.
Oh my god, ow.
You're silly.
But are you sure these are gonna hit me? Because they look like they're...
Yeah, so if you have them directly hit the sides of her, you get just a hot spot band down you, and with your metallic dress that's not going to look great. Or there's a chance of it actually flaring forward into the camera. So that's not what I'm looking for. You're right, they're not directly hitting you. This one's kind of firing past. If you imagine, like feathering in Photoshop. So if you've got this beam of light like that, that's hard light, then you've got this extra, just as big area where it's just kind of feathering off to nothing. So the main beam is actually hitting this side of the room, but the feathering will hit here.
Okay.
And then same on this side, it's
So
actually
the
firing through
outline.
to there. Yeah, so we're just getting the edges of the light on you. Well, that's the plan. Anyway, knees to Shravia. Ooh, la, 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 la. So we're getting close. I think we will go for the 6th light. I want to put in, so this is pretty big. If you want to soften shadows, bigger lights up close do a good job. But there comes a point where it's still going to cast some shadow. So for example, this is stopping here. So nothing is coming in below her chin. So we have to get some soft shadowing below the chin because it's the only light really lighting the front of her. So we could use a bounce, we could put a reflector in there, but that would work better if this were pointing more straight down on it. I'll just grab a small softbox here, again at a low power up close so it's not washing out the background, and then we can play with the power of that to give just a tiny bit of fill or totally fill in the shadows that this guy's creating. If all this talk of lighting is piquing your interest, then do check out my Take Control of the Light course. It's an instant download course where I take you through all the different variables of light and how you can work with it to take your photos to the next level. You know what's difficult?
You.
Dealing with genius. Ooh la. Okay. So it's going to be somewhere between a 64th and a 32nd power, I think, but let's just step it through. Now, let's go up to 64th. File 2011. So you can see that shadow under her now double chin is going away. If we go up to a 32nd, this is going to be pretty flatly lit, but maybe washing her out a bit too much. Actually, what's your agent's email address? I might just send this straight to them so they know what we're dealing with.
That might get me the cover of Vogue, you know? You just never know.
That was 1/128th. 64, 32nd. Now, as nice as your little...
Okay, keep going.
Now, folks, one of the prizes in the end of year giveaway is you can choose either a camera, or you can join me on my trip to Laos, or you can come to New York. Now, if you think, and you'll be shooting with me and a model for the day, but obviously, if you think some models are a bit too much pain than it's worth, we could find a different one. It doesn't have to be Joe, we could get Steph, we could find just, you know, someone sleeping on the street who might talk a bit less smack. We'll find someone that works for you. Oh, that's a deep burn.
It's me rolling my eyes.
This is going to make a little bit of noise. It is a quieter one than I had back in Sydney. I'll throw a link below. These are really great. It's basically just a high-powered hairdryer with no heat.
Wow.
That's not plugged in. Wow, it's really quiet. I'm impressed.
First you get the money, and then you get the power, and then they come the women.
No, then you get the women.
You know, something like that.
You gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
And then the girl version is just a little bit like, ah.
Like, look for a guy with money and power and then give me what he wants. Don't worry.
Oh my, I'm sorry, please call me Beyonce.
So one great thing with this being at a low power flashes, I can have a really great shutter recycle. So let's see how many before it actually, they start failing. Okay, so...
Okay, something like that. Wow, I love the background.
Matt, why are you changing cameras?
Excellent question, Shravia. Although the mic probably didn't pick you up. Because... What mode are you on? Stills. This is another one we're giving away. You can win a Z7. mattgranger.com/win. Get involved. This is a fancy one, so let's...
Get fancy. When no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. Nothing kind of shady.
both drunk.
And calling me baby while I'm saying don't, da-da-da, da-da-da.
The images from the Z7 are pretty much indistinguishable from the D850, except that for some reason I get a lot more stupid poses with it, and I got several frames that had missed focus, unfortunately.
About to make 10
And
fake.
why are you changing cameras again?
Because it's the Hasselblad and it's really, really nice. And the shot's looking nice and I just have to do it.
Do it.
This is not in the giveaway. Sorry, guys.
That's Bradley Cooper. He's not in the giveaway. Wasn't this video like supposed to be like only about the Nikons? Or not?
What are you, a Fraggle? Tell you what, you go get some elocution lessons and then you can tell me what equipment I should use. Jesus. Hold that. That's nice. Are we done?
Matt, I have a question that I'm not sure if you already answered it.
Hit me.
Is there any particular reason why you moved the orange light from the right side of the center?
I didn't answer it. It was just because I wanted to get, and I'm doing it again, thank you for the Dorothy Dixer, to get the placement of light a little bit different. I'm doing it again because I'm actually going to come in and do just headshot now. And I want to make sure that it is nice and rich and super rich and richy rich and lovely rich. Nope. Nope. I'm not going for something that's impossible with you as the model. I'm just going for nice. Oh, that's nice. Hold it. Now I do want a little wind. My friend Bradley Cooper has something for you.
Oh, hello there.
No.
How are you? Good looking.
Drunk. Always drunk. In studio is where the Hasselblad really shines. The focus works just fine in here, and the level of detail you're getting of this even leaves the D850 in the dust. Take a look at this 100% crop. Note that all the images you're seeing in this are pretty much just lightly edited with no specific retouching done, mainly just levels. Okay, camera, thank you for a fun shoot. Do get involved in the competition, guys. We're giving away a camera, a trip, the lighting setup, all kinds of great
Bradley
stuff.
Cooper.
Where do people go to sign up?
mattgranger.com/win.
Perfect. It's like that didn't just take 10 attempts to get right.
You gotta go to mattgranger/win.
You left out the .com.
.com. matt.com/ no, mattgranger.com/ okay, got you.
/ what?
.com. I'm kidding, mattgranger.com/ win.
That was,
Slate.
no, that is not
Three.
a cut. But no, it's too much. I can't even
Just
leave
do
all
it,
of that
just do it
in.
one-
Thank you for watching, guys. Let me know what you'd like to see next. We've got a couple of days of shooting this week that we'll be doing stuff together, and we'll see you soon. Bye.